Good morning, everybody. It has been such a long time since my last video. I'm so disappointed in myself. The end of the school year gets so crazy and so busy. But I'm here this morning to tackle a frequently asked question. And that question is, what are my go-to evaluation materials and just regular therapy materials that I use the most? I have a huge suitcase on wheels, truly, it's a huge suitcase, filled with my go-tos. I have to throw it in my car, I bring it wherever I go. I keep it in my home office as well, of course, to use. So instead of going through everything in there, I ended up picking the two toys, I guess I could say, that I use absolutely the most for diagnostic sessions, for therapy sessions. They're the most versatile, and I would say they're probably the easiest and quickest to make. So the first one is Brown Bear. So in this book, every page, of course, has an animal. And so what I've done for this is each page will have a copy of the animal Velcro to it. This activity can be used for matching. You can put one picture down on the table, give the direction to match. Depending on what field size you're using with the child, you could put 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures down on the table and say match. You could work on intraverbals with this book. Brown bear, what do you... Obviously, the word would be see. You could have the child work on just attempting to make a sound by moving their mouth. For some children, that's where we start. Imitating or trying to independently produce the S sound, or actually using the word or word approximation for C. This is a great book if you're working on intraverbals. Another activity you can use with this, listen to this sound. That sound can be very motivating for some children. So you might just work on the instruction take off and have the child take off. I am a PECS girl. I love PECS. I use it all the time with almost every child in some way, shape, or form. So this is an absolutely fantastic activity if you're working on IC with children and you're making your way through the PECS protocol. So very simply, you just put your... And obviously all my pictures are falling off. I had to switch my textbook this morning. You just simply put the colors, let me put it back on, the IC picture, the colors, and the animals, and you go through the activity just like that. If you are ever taking one of the courses from Pyramid, I know they used to use me and one of the children I used to work with in their video to model how you can teach the IC step for PECS. So keep your eyes out. They might still use me in that. Then other activity that I use all the time for diagnostic or therapy sessions is Lucky Ducks. I know that it is the most annoying sound you probably will ever hear, but it is fantastic for therapy and for diagnostic sessions. It really is. So what I've done to modify this game is I've made these laminated cards. So obviously I freehanded all of this. I have the blue stars, the squares, the triangles, and the circles. All freehand, as I'm sure you can tell, laminated. Quick, easy. This probably took 10 minutes from start to finish. It's so much easier for the kids to have these cards to work on the matching than it is to try to use, let me see if I could turn this without all these falling off, to try to use the shapes that are around the Lucky Ducks board. Now with Lucky Ducks, again, same as with Brown Bear, you can work on or observe so many different skills and objectives. So for example, you could turn the game on and you could observe to see if a child is turning to a sound. You can look to observe to see if they are using joint attention and joint referencing. You can observe cause and effect. Does the child understand cause and effect? When I push this button, it makes the ducks turn around. You can practice and work on requesting on, requesting off, seeing if a child can use more sign language, word approximation, the word, whatever modality it is that you're working on with the child. You could so easily work on following directions. Give me 1, give me 2, give me 3 ducks. If you wanted to work on parts to whole, you could throw that in there too. Touch the duck's eyes, touch the duck's beak, etc. If you're working on in a group with the children, you could do turn taking very easily. Whose turn is it? Who's next? Pass the game to whomever it is that's next. That in itself is a fantastic activity for the kids. And again, this game is so motivating for the little kids. It has movement, it has sound, it has little manipulatives built into it. It's the ideal child's game. Of course, as I had mentioned briefly before, is you can work on color ID, shape ID, matching with the help of these handy dandy little cards. You can work on utterance length with this. You could easily put this into a PECS lesson if you needed to. I picked duck, I picked triangle, I picked orange triangle. You can build that sentence length as big as you need to, depending on what level the child is at and really what you're targeting. So again, I would say these are 2 of my go-tos. Versatile, really quick to change up a little and modify for each child. You could use it with your birth to 3 kids if you're working in birth to 3, or you can use it when you're working in a school. Either way, these are fantastic materials to keep in your rolling suitcase. Have a good day.